Hey everybody, welcome to the Fired Up with CJ show. Today we have Bob Hillary, who is the author of Simplify, a manual for modern times. So welcome, Bob.
Thank you very much, CJ.
We just had the camera on, and even that we had to go off off the grid, and so to speak, with the camera, because you're in a remote location that you described as half on the grid and half off the grid. Um, I don't even know what it means to move off the grid. So I thought we could start off by just telling me about like your experience of moving off the grid. Why did you do it? What you learned from it? What it even means?
Yeah, sure. So back in 2012, me and my partner bought a bit of land in the mountains, and we were we were kind of done with the whole 9 to 5 thing, working for the man, and we were just both feeling really frustrated with living in a system that we didn't like or agree with, and so we decided to make some really big changes, and we bought a cheap bit of land in the mountains, and we bought a yurt, which is a circular canvas structure that you can put up, and we moved onto the land off grid. Now, off grid basically means like you're unhooked from the grid, which is provides everybody's electricity, gas, Wi-Fi, everything like that. So we lived on the land off grid for nearly 5 years, and we provide our own power with solar panels. We grew our own food on the land in vegetable beds. We drank our own water from the spring on the land. We washed in the river, a beautiful wild river that was running through the land, and we stopped paying taxes and council tax and rent and mortgages and everything, and we just basically extracted ourselves from the system, which was an incredibly powerful thing to do. Um, yes, and I wrote a book about that experience, but it's not actually about the experience. The book is basically a handbook for these modern times, and I'm sure all your listeners will agree with me that these are pretty bonkers times, huh? And so I have a little handbook for y'all. It's yeah, yeah. So that's the story, really. That's my background.
And so you went knowing like okay, you went and what kind of preparations does one have to do when all of a sudden they're living off the grid because you have nothing. I mean, I assume that it sounds like you had to install the solar panels and get all of that stuff and was anything there or did you have to start everything from scratch?
No, there was nothing there. There was just the land. There was a spring on the land for the water. That was it. So we started from scratch. It's like a blank canvas, which was really cool. Uh, Actually, really a big challenge. Um, yeah.
And were there
Sadly, we didn't make it.
four seasons also? So you got I don't know
Uh,
where this was located
well,
in the mountains.
no, it was in Wales, which is a little country adjacent to England, where I'm from,
Hmm.
where land is cheap.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so yeah, winters were really tough actually.
Hmm.
That was kind of what broke the experiment back, really, was like, actually this is too hard in the winter.
Hmm.
I don't have enough fat on me to to, uh, to endure those temperatures. I'm quite a skinny guy.
All right,
Uh,
so how did you said that uh you said that this process made you more conscious and awakened. So tell me a little bit about living 5 years without being unhooked from everything. What were you more conscious of, and what did it awaken you to?
yeah, a lot is what it awakened me to. basically like what what my experience was, and I talk about this in the book, is like when you remove yourself from society and all its trappings, you know, all the phones and the smartphones and the everything that we have in our society that we just is the norm. When you extract yourself from that, you see what's going on in society from the outside. So it's like you get to look in from the outside. But when you're living in society, which, you know, let's face it, most of us are, you can't really see what's going on. You're just kind of in it, and you're kind of trapped by it. I mean, you know, I what I saw stepping out of society was how I saw the dark side of it. I saw how it traps us, how it keeps us in a fear-based state, how it keeps us in an anxiety state, how it gets us addicted to food that's full of chemicals. Um, I saw a lot, and it wasn't very easy for me to see what I was seeing, but it woke me up really hugely, and that's why I've now got a book that is basically a I want to help other people wake up to book. It's like a you know, wake up. Here's how to become a more awake in these times, and to live, you know, more happily and healthily and more sane. Because let's face it, you know, this is not a very easy time to be staying sane in. A lot of, you know, mental health problems are hitting. They're going through the roof right now. Suicide rates are really high, apparently, which is a sad thing to know. So yeah, you know, I'm coming back into society with with what I've learned in a book form, and to help people to make some sense of what's going on right now, and how they can also, you know, escape the negative trappings of society that kind of keep us, you know, locked into something we don't really want to be locked into.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I love it. All right, so we've been talking to Bob Hillary, the author of Simplify, Manual for Modern Times, and in the next segment, I really want to go into some more depth into some of the observations that you had said. I love the idea of that you were observing from the outside of I almost like when you say it, I just imagine like a snow globe, like you're just looking inside like this is crazy. So I wanted to dive a little bit more into that. So thank you so much.
It means so much to me that you're listening to the show and would love your support in any way by giving me comments below or to subscribe to the show or share the show with friends. Thank you again for your support. Love and blessings.